This is my final stream for the evening. Maybe for the week. I might stream tomorrow night and then I will probably be off for a little while, which was the plan. It is not because of how the night went, but because that's what was going to happen regardless, right? I wanted to make that clear because it will look like they win, right? Um, so I ended the stream abruptly, mostly because was very disrupted, right? People seem supportive, but sometimes it's negative, and I just don't realize it because I genuinely show support for people. And if I truly don't think something is good or I don't like it or if it's not for me, I'll even tell someone that I support them, even if I don't like what they're doing, or I can admit something's good for what it is, even if I don't understand it, rather than just, you know, not like it. Do I make jokes about random fucking billionaire celebrities that I don't like? Sure, because I don't know them. I don't go on their live stream and, say, fuck you, Jeff Bezos, because this is his live stream. We can't say that. Why would we say that? Thank you, Jeff Bezos, for fucking Twitch, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, we're at these real funny hours of the morning at this point. I'm in like, I don't know, 3 different time zones right now. It's late, but I had a ton of caffeine today because like I was like in the midst of telling about my day, and then it's like, damn. I thought it was fun and fulfilling to share my life. That's how I see it. So many people have said, you've helped me so much that I think sharing is worth it for those people. And I remember times where I was hurting more, and I remember how I felt when people shared those things with me and how much it helped me. And so this is all a longer sense of paying it forward. It doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter where it came from. It doesn't matter who writes it, right? However, because I wrote it, the whole goddamn world's up in arms. What the fuck? What the fuck? He can write this, but I can't write that. Why? I never disgraced my job at Harvard, at least, because I ain't never had a job like that. It almost makes my experience more real, don't you think? Sitting in the wood chips and shit on the ground with y'all. I wasn't up in a suit saying, yeah, I know all about this stuff. No, I've been living this life since I was 3 years old. When I started prayer, when I started Christianity, and it has developed from there. I've studied way more than that. So I get that my appearance and all these other things I do. I smoke weed and I take pictures and I cuss and I do all these I do all these things holy men don't do. That's because they don't have a woman's body, dude. Doesn't make me any less of a holy man. You either want me to be the vehicle for the child, or you don't. But you don't get to bear children without sex. And so you cannot take away the sexual nature of people. And that's where a lot of these teachings head around. The prudence of it all. We're human for a reason. And we might be seeking our purity. We might be seeking eternity. We might be seeking enlightenment and awakening. But at the end of the day, we're still human. We would not come over here if we weren't meant to participate in some of these things. You have to see, like, a lot of the gods and deities that you worship in these prudent religions were living like that. But over time, humans, mostly white men, alter the text to be more constricting, to be more conservative. This sounds just like Jesus, but y'all just hear white Christian male, because that's who wrote the Bible. You're not reading If somebody found this 2,000 years from now, the paper would be disintegrated. It wouldn't exist. Okay? So if somebody were to read this 2,000 years from now, I'm not saying they will, I'm saying if they were to, it would have had to been probably rewritten by hand. I already, as I read it different than I wrote it. So it's going to have another version. Okay, so the words will be a little different. Okay. I was writing in the moment. Of course, some of this is already past tense. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. You're focused on the wrong things if you think it's a fucking diary. Because again, unless Ram Dass talking about his relationship with his parents and his job at Harvard is considered his motherfucking diary, then neither is mine. Do you see the double standard, right? It's the same as asking Kim Gordon over and over again what it's like to be a mother in rock and roll, but never once asking Thurston Moore right next to her, yeah? Same kid, same band. Why did everybody ask her? What's it like being a girl in a band? What's it like being a mom in rock and roll? Lady Gaga, same thing. You talk about sex. Yeah, so do the boys. What the fuck is your point? What the fuck are you even talking about? How are you even bringing that up still? It's like 2023. 2023. So I write the same vibe as this guy. And y'all are like, yeah, that guy is awesome. And then I read my version, you're like, oh, cute diary. Oh, that's funny. So Ram Dass's diary, right? And this is an ignorance to the point where this was coming from people who didn't know about this. I said Ram Dass, and this person knew exactly who I was talking about, exactly who he studied under, exactly all of these things. Right? Knew exactly who he was, and yet did not call that a diary. Even though I said this was my companion piece. So, once again, the reason, if any of you are curious, the reason I do what I do is simply because I have to. A woman never has. Jesus was naked. Jesus's image is naked on a cross, and y'all think nudity is that bad. Put some tits on him. He was probably trans. What do you think he was doing in the cave for 3 days? Undergoing surgery. Bet. What do you think this story's really about? Come on, you guys. Come on. Open up. Right? But women still played an integral role in his life. Mary Magdalene most likely bore him children and was wed to him, if that were the case, right? Mary, the mother of Jesus, birthed God into existence, and she's not even part of the Holy Trinity, but a Holy Ghost is. But then y'all think that what I do is black magic, but you go in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm sorry, the Holy what? The Holy Spirit? Isn't that when I just said I was talking to Spirit? But then y'all think I'm doing satanic shit? I'm doing Christian shit, bro. I'm doing Catholic shit, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm doing Ram Dass shit, bro. It's no different just because I'm an attractive woman. But y'all treat it like it is. And that's exactly why I have to be this person and do this. Very much like they did. I'm less like Ram Dass and more like the boy one. He was the one who just went. And Ram Dass followed him to find the Maharahi, okay? That's how it happened. Ram Dass followed someone else there. I'm not like Ram Dass, actually. I'm like Bhagwan Das, right? 18 years old, knew more than Ram Dass did at 30. That is my holy man, okay? That is who I walk in paths. Right? Ram Dass was a suit who got fucked up and decided to change his life. I've lived this life since day one. Please stop questioning me when you never even thought to question these men who said the same thing in different words with less understanding. It took them twice as long. Come on, you guys. Keep up. I have to do this because you never let women. And most of them are too tired to stand up. Most of them already agreed to all these other things, and I didn't have, well, I had a lot going on, but everything I have going on, all encompassing, because it's be forever always, not be here now. It's eternity, baby. It keeps going. Whether it's a karmic cycle, whether it's reincarnation, whether it's heaven, earth, and purgatory, doesn't matter. It's forever. Once we leave here, where are we going? We about to square up again? We're going to meet back here in the next lifetime, yeah? You want to travel down the Akash? You want to go down the records? It's forever, right? But it's always. Because you still are in this moment. You are still here, right? You are always, because you are still your past, no matter how much you want to forget it. And you are still your future, no matter how much you don't see it. And you are the present. And you are perfect as you are now. Be forever, always. Mad in what way? Madness or angry? And why do you think that? I think you want me to be mad so badly because people are used to me being angry. And it makes them uncomfortable that I have such an understanding. And the path of religion and the path of spirituality isn't for everybody. But y'all do not criticize the random pastors and preachers quite this much, to this degree, or show up in their churches, right? Unless there's something like they're gay, they're black, because those kind of churches get shot up, yeah? At least in America. So what about me wanting something different, wanting something new, wanting something more invoked in love? I think your energy is pressed because what I was speaking was just my truth. And if it angers you, then you should understand why you're angry or why it happens, yeah? I'm not pressed, I'm pushed. 12:12 on the clock. So are you done? I was going to read. But apparently nobody is deserving of these pages. I finally got the last few pages. People have been listening to this story night after night, bit by bit, page by page, as it's being written for them to hear, okay? It's so beautiful. And I finally have it finished. Just a bit. It's just one piece of a book. Just like this one is divided into 3 sections. The beginning part is a little backstory on Ram Dass's history. The middle part is a little bit like the one I'm writing, where it's just funny text talking about love and consciousness, which is, literally all the same. It's like, same vibe. And then in the back is his cookbook for a sacred life, right? Cookbook for a sacred life, in which he talks about yoga and quotes a bunch of men and not a single woman. So pressed, history itself is pressed. Consider it a press release. How about that? Okay? I don't know what people want or expect from me when these are the things that I do. And even when I didn't do them, even when I did other things, even when I mindfully tried to play along, go for higher education rather than higher thought, none of that worked out. This is actually working out better than anything else I've tried in my life. Surprisingly enough, I haven't been doing it that long, full time like this, right? It's hard as one person to do it all, but I do. And I get better as I go. Amazing. So if I'm on here reading energy and everybody's like, oh, you're so mad, y'all can't come at me with an energy, expect me to channel it and interpret it for you and say it, respond to you, say what you're thinking, say what you want to know, and then you want to flip it back and be like, oh, you're so mad. No, I was mad. And in my anger, all those years, if you listen to this, you'd already know this, right? So in all those years of my anger, I attracted so many karmic relationships with so many people who I thought had my best interest and didn't. And so, was I on my best behavior? No, I wasn't. Was it as simple as being triggered? No, I didn't know what being triggered was. I didn't know I had PTSD. I had never heard of PNDD, right? And so I'm finally better. And I've never had so much hate in my goddamn life. Now, is this all those years of hateful anger shedding away, and now I'm finally better, and now everyone else gets the chance to hurt me? Because when I was hurt, you couldn't hurt me anymore. I was already hurting. I was already bleeding. I was already walking out the door. It didn't matter if you stabbed me in the back. It didn't matter if you know, it didn't matter. I was already done for. Now I'm up. Now I'm healing. Now I'm helping others heal too. Helping them find their paths. Always have, always have. But just doing it out loud. This is what I do on an individual level for people all the time. You could ask anybody who's ever been friends with me. I help them with everything. I help them with their school tutoring. I help them with their spirituality. I help them with giving them tarot readings, teaching them, writing things for them, reviewing and editing, okay? Like, seriously? Getting them dates, helping them text, helping them send work emails. Oh, yeah, bet. No. I do this all the time. Now I'm just doing it in the front because I was doing it for a bunch of people who wanted to belittle me, talk shit about me, and not give me any credit or payment or exchange for what I did for them. Now, once more, in my youth, did I do that? Because what I remember is giving away a lot of my books, a lot of my art, a lot of my ideas, and not really getting much in return then either. But I guess my bad attitude was so much worse than everyone else's, even though now that mine's improved, everybody's still mad at me for some reason. I'm far from being the one who's pressed. Let's just say this. Far from being the one who's pressed. All I did was press these pages together, yeah? I was ready for it. I had to roll the ads. But if I go mad, no one will know it. I won't let it be seen. 'Cause I don't want you to be sad for me. Be happy. Don't cry. Can't do the BRB screen because I'm streaming on the iPhone, hence why it's like this, you know? I'm in vacation mode, but I have like tonight and maybe tomorrow to stream a little bit, so I figured I would. That was it. Yeah, and sun's coming up like a big bald head. It's Sharky's Day. I turn around. It's fear. I turn around again. It's love. And how does one decide that for themselves? And then you keep turning, you keep turning, you keep turning, right? Until it becomes the one you want. Or until you're looking at the same thing. Because if you turn around, it's fear. And you turn around again, it's love. Is there somebody there turning with you? You turn around, it's fear, but they turn around, it's love. You turn around, it's love. They turn around, it's fear. Can you get back to the same one? I love Laurie Anderson. I'm going to read it to you. I doubt this holy death has stayed. They seem to have wanted to try to throw me. A lot of people doing that lately. And that's okay. I mean, as a channel, I channeled these messages for myself in front of all of you. I started calling myself, just in case I pissed off like the spiritual community for real, not just like the locals or like my personal haters or like the Twitch trolls. But if I like have offended the spiritual community, make no mistake, I wouldn't just say some shit like this. Like, if I was just gonna pick this and choose this and say this, I would have said it out loud 10 years ago and not waited this long. The reason I've been saying I am a holy man and am amongst these men that I've read about is because I was reading it out loud on stream. And they described something, right? They described this, I don't know, the way they tell the stories and change people's names and have titles for people and they don't really specify who's who and they use the same image of the same person and say like 6 different names. I don't know. The way he wrote it was very confusing. I don't know who it was, but he was saying he went to go visit the guru, Maharaji, I don't know who he is. I only know these people from this book. And once again, the way it's written and with the pictures, it's very confusing to who is who and whose name is what. Or which is titles and which is names, right? So forgive me, I am a little ignorant. I could probably check, but I would have to find the right page. Ram Dass he follows Bhagwan Das. I just looked at that one, right? To go see the guru that Bhagwan Das introduced him to, right? And he gets there and Ram's having a terrible time. Super uncomfortable, stomach and knots type stuff, right? And the holy man, as they call him, the holy man, right? Ram Dass is like, and then I saw the holy man, and he made fun of me, poked fun, he laughed, he made jokes, and I didn't like it. And then he asked for my car, and I didn't like that either, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So he takes him aside, and then he asks about his stomach, and then he asks about his dead mom, right? And that's when I was like, oh, that's so cute. I'm a holy man. So I talk to dead people because because I read that book, and what qualified this guy as a holy man was being intuitive, being able to make people laugh, being someone who people trust enough to give their possessions to, or trust with their life and secrets and love, and can talk to dead people. And those seem like the only 4 things that made in that whole story that he'd be called a holy man for. And I do all those things. Number 5, live a quiet life. I like to go out and be fun and social and extroverted, but when you're a channel, you pick up all the energy. So yeah, I like to dance wild. I like to sing a lot. I still have to go places. I still have to go get groceries. I still have to fly in the air. Well, I don't have to, I suppose. But it's hard, right? Keep it all in when this is my job. To make people happy, to make people dance with me, to make people smile. I've never backed away from that. I've seen so many people in my life dance alone. I dance with them. I have no problem dancing alone because I am always the person who shows up and dances with the person who's dancing alone. I will never dance alone. I'm always going to dance the dance of life, right? But there will always be someone who will be brave enough to join you in dance. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? Okay. I wish this, you know what? I'm going to make the chat disappear. I can see it on the other screen. I think it would just look nicer if it wasn't there. So now with this holy introduction, okay, so remember who Ram Dass is. My good Lord. Breakfast time for some animals. Okay, maybe I shouldn't read this. Maybe this breakfast time for animals, my ear rang when I said that. And I'm like, somebody wants to just devour me for this. For what? The teachings of love that I've learned just from experience? From experiences over the past, how would I math that? 14 years? 14 years I learned these things. I thought it was very beautiful. This is part of my awakening that's happening right now. Allow my soul to be devoured? By what? You know? I quite liked writing it, and I think there's a lot of beauty in it, and a lot of wisdom in it, and a lot of healing, and a lot of resolution, a revolution even. And well, I was proud of it until tonight. Tonight's the first time I've questioned it, and I was so excited for these new pages because I thought they really, really tied it all together nicely and put it in this big lesson and brought it right back to Ram Dass of all people, because that was the inspiration in the first place, right? And in the end, we agree. We have all these different points, all these different routes, all these different stories, all these different things. But in the end, we agree. And we've been talking about how things are crazy lately and people are getting self-conscious. I'm self-conscious. I'm on this point of my cycle, right? Where after my menses, I get this post-period anxiety where when I'm in a bad state, like I'm having a good time, I'm in vacation mode, I live in a good space, and things kind of fell apart this cancer season. That's what we talked about. Those first 2 weeks were really hard. Everything I had going on in my life fell apart in a matter of days. And I had to figure out how to navigate that in a matter of weeks and make plans, take action immediately. It was wild, the undoing. But I thought, what did I do? Am I still serving up karma for things I did 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 weeks ago, maybe 5 days ago? You have to stay open to that. And karma will look familiar. So sometimes I go on these rants where I'm like, people are testing me. People come on here, they want to know, they want me to snap, they want da-da-da-da-da. It's because they, 1, want to remind me of who I was. 2, they want me to feel the way they felt when I made them feel a certain way. Or 3, there's a sense of envy. Because why didn't anybody do this yet? Nah, nobody knows. So, of course, a lot of people don't want me to be the one to do it. I'm not their ideal vision of who should be this. Saying I'm Christian and acting like a heathen, right? Saying I love God and I love Satan, because I do. Y'all don't understand the dynamic at all. It's like, I'm not saying I'm totally correct, but I'm looking at it from an analytical level and a spiritual level at the same time. Lucifer's lower management. I don't know. God hired him. Right? God appointed him, put him in a high-ranking position. Clearly trust the guy. Why did you let some weirdo white guy rewrite the Bible to convince you that that was somehow inherently evil? He's punishing bad people. That doesn't make him evil. Like, God made the whole thing with the apple. Like, if God didn't want sin in the world, why did he even make the snake or the apple or Eve? Like, hello, you hear how sexist that is? It's like, Eve, if you eat, then I'm going to make all evil. What? No deal. No dice. What the fuck? What? No. That's fucked up, God. He's like, you're right. But now I created sin. So since I created sin, Lucifer, I'm going to need you to get down there. I need somebody down there to watch the bad guys. He put him in charge. He's the babysitter. Like, what? Why do you all think that's so evil? It just doesn't make sense to me. That's what doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, at this point, I don't think I have time to read the book. What fucking time is it? I don't have time to read it now. It's 2 morning. People got shit to do today. So, listen. I could try to read it real fast, but it's too long. I could read the last pages. But then what's the point? If you didn't hear the whole thing, or you have heard the whole thing, and you're like, well, if you only have time for one. Okay. I will read 3 things from this book before I go. Page 8. It's not really page 8. It's an orange page that has a figure 8 on it. It's like a Tesla coil hourglass. And then this. I'll read this page. And then one of the new ones, but not the last page, okay? But really, I think it might be too morning. Okay. Because we all chose our experience as our own before we got here and as we go, we simultaneously work with the existence of everything that is to ever happen, also known as the Akashic, or Akashic record. So those of us who can see it and read it and access it are effectively time travelers on planet Earth. Pretty amazing. Ain't that right? And then this seems of interest. Or maybe you agree, but it is you who cannot see through the evil eyes that look at me. Personally, I will always be happy to experience something good to me, no matter how fast or going slow. The constant, continuous conundrum explained. We are one, but we represent individual facets to have a semblance of reality that we want. We are constantly co-opting reality. It is not possible for all to agree in oneness, for serenity is nirvana. Now we are awakened, right? If the goal was truly oneness, we would cease to have a life. Like, the goal is to teach people their own path and spirituality to an extent and healing to an extent. The goal isn't to get everyone on my level. The goal isn't for everyone to be writing their own weird books about consciousness and having weird interpretations of love and having over exemplary emotions for things. That's not the point. It's not to make everyone like me. Christianity didn't make 1 billion Jesuses. It made like 100 Jesuses, you know? Maybe probably way more than that. People who channel Jesus, just like I channel way more than Jesus, but could channel Jesus, have channeled Jesus. I got all these radical views about him. I'm like, oh, he's a dead person too. What's his take? Oh shit, that's a big take. I like that take. Yeah, that's a cool take. So I channel. And how do you verify that with someone like Jesus? He lived 2,000 years ago. Well, you don't. But you verify it with your own family. And the accurate things I can come up with and find and know about that, right? And because it comes with such ease to me, and because of the accuracy for me, I think, God, does everybody do this? And people are just quiet about it, and it's like we just don't talk about it, and Big Brother or something. But then it's like, no, I remember a time when I didn't know I did this either. I remember just hearing and talking to people 333 who have no idea what's going on around them. And some people who come up and don't know who I am or what they're saying to me, but will say something that resonates with me, right? Same thing I do on the stream. So the goal is to just get people to a place of happiness via healing rather than medication or substance or band-aids. It's okay to need medicine, right? But I'm talking soul medicines, you know, like drinking too much, kind of like self-medicating, I guess, rather than using medicine. But yeah, the goal is not to get people so high and convince them to follow me or anything like that. Actually, this is a good page to read too. This says, you have got to be nice to your ego. Very common mistake to be killing the ego for what? For what? It makes us human. You lose the ego, you lose life. Stop telling people to kill it. You need to tame your super ego. You need to maybe kill the super of your ego. Right? I already explained that in the book. See, if y'all would stop being, oh, nice diary, shut up. If y'all don't listen to this, then you miss it. And that's your own fault. Yeah, I'd love to read it, but I think I'm out of time now. So this page. The point of life will forever be debated. But let me say this, the goal is and has always been on every level for every being evolution. Our goal should be reflected in what we do. When we learn from a teacher or follow a leader, or the goal is not to replicate who or what that teacher or leader is, but rather to take those teachings and followings and interpret them in your own way. You turn out your own creation, perspective, a new wisdom. That stuff is really groovy. Not everything you do will pass or, ascend the masters. It may not be some kind of missing link of revelation to humanity. The point is for you to personal master your personal ascension. Life is a story of your mind unfold. Your own evolution is the goal, right? So, no, I'm not trying to convince people that they should live a life like me. I'm actively telling people and reminding people that this is far from an easy life to live. And it's never been glamorous and it's never been easy. And most of this comes from suffering. But not once have I killed my ego. I've killed my super ego. I've stopped desiring so much. And if I desire, I'm like, oh, gotta still work on that. That doesn't make me any less of who I am. I still have to be this. I was chosen for this role. I understand what it's like without the ego, but that's what death is, I'll wait. Right now, I'm in my ego because I'm human. I'm supposed to be. Yes. That's beautiful. Put the clothes on. We're here to have fun and put the clothes on. Wear them. What is the big deal? This might be a cool page. Seems like I'm reading a lot of the book though. It's tempting. It's not that long. It's cute. Maybe tomorrow. I'll try to come back tomorrow. This was at least a better feeling stream than I had left it on. Which, if you want to hear some of the beginning pages, you can watch the last bit of the stream. And then I got, I don't want to say I got angry because I got fed up. Me being angry looks way different than that. That was me being fed up. I simply did not care to argue, but to make the point that y'all do speak to women way differently than you would ever imagine speaking to a man, and it's fucking wild what y'all let men get away with and support men doing, and then want to criticize women for doing the same stuff. It's absolutely fucking wild. But that's okay. So I'm sticking to my assigned cat at birth identity. Love that for me. I really do. I try my best to be a good person. And if I have a moment that feels like I was maybe not the best person I could be, I need to recognize where that bad is coming from and why I have that habit. Yeah? That's okay. Real pretty, real pretty, real pretty. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm finally tired. And the whole rest of the world's about to wake up. Makes my job so much harder. I love you all. And I will see you tonight. Maybe tonight. Maybe I'll read this, right? And then I probably will be gone for a few weeks. So my vacation shall start. I love you all very much. Good night. Good luck. Good morning. Whatever the fuck time of day it is for you. Yeah. We'll be back. Okay? Go get your bits and pieces and clues. Go watch a few past streams if you don't believe me. Dude. Check out my YouTube. Check out the link tree. Check out my website. Check out anything. Okay? Let's do it. I love you. See you later.